Hello everybody, welcome to another video. My name is Kemal AA and this is another Chelsea transfer news video for you guys, and I've got a bit of a twist towards the end, a bit of a preview for tonight's game, a potential miracle, potential comeback just like 2012 against Bayern Munich, 3-0 down. We'll be getting into that, all the injuries, suspensions and our odds of even overturning anything tonight. But in this video I want to talk about Kai Havertz, a massive Kai Havertz update, a positive update. That deal was looking imminent. We'll be speaking about Kepa as well. What Fabrizio Romano said on a podcast about how Kepa could be 100% leaving this summer, which is interesting news, and potential goalkeeping candidates to replace him this summer window. But before I do get into it, make sure you smash like, subscribe, hit the bell notification, and comment down below your thoughts in the comment section below. But without further ado, let's get straight into today's video. Now, starting off with the massive Kai Havertz update. Now, it's broken by various journalists, and there's some big developments regarding Kai Havertz. Now, Angelo Mangiante, Sky Italian journalist, obviously works for Sky Italy, and he was saying that Kai Havertz to Chelsea deal will be done after Bayer Leverkusen finished Europa League. Now, I kind of touched upon this a couple of days ago, but last night, the night before, Bayer Leverkusen took on Rangers in the second leg of the round of 16, where Bayer Leverkusen won 1-0, and obviously they won by a large sum on aggregate, so they progressed into the quarterfinals. And Kai Havertz played quite well, got a 7.3 score rating on Sofa Scores, had a very, very good game. He did miss a one-on-one chance, but it would have been a fantastic goal, clipping the bar. He played some beautiful passes, elegant, strong, good physique, nice touches. Obviously, he doesn't want to risk an injury, so he's not going to put 100% in. And let's not forget that they've all had a bit of a break, so they are going to be a bit rusty. They've had much training or warm up, so they're not going to be in the best shape. But they still did well. Bayer Leverkusen played well, and they won 1-0, and they progressed. And Kai Havertz played quite well in that game. So credit to Kai Havertz. And basically what Angelo Mangiante is saying is that once the Europa League campaign is over, Kai Havertz will probably be a Chelsea player. Like, all the reports, all the latest journalists are all reporting the same thing. Now, we know the problem is the fee. Purse terms have already been agreed. Documents have been signed, the agent fees have been agreed. He just needs to conduct his medical, and of course the fee has to be agreed between Chelsea and Bayer Leverkusen, of course. But it was really interesting what Pete Sierra said, a journalist on Twitter, French journalist, and he stated that Chelsea have agreed a deal with Bayer Leverkusen already, 85 million euros plus 50 million euros in add-ons on top of that. However, Chelsea haven't actually submitted a bidding. They've just agreed verbally with Bayer Leverkusen that will be the bid. Obviously, that sum will not be paid up front. There is going to be a large upfront cost, but the rest will be in add-ons and bonuses that if he achieves. So it will be 85 million euros, the total package, with 50 million euros in bonuses. So if Kai Havertz hits certain targets, I'm assuming goals and assists, if Chelsea win the Premier League, or if they qualify for the Champions League, these targets, etc., when they get hit, then obviously more money will be sent to Bayer Leverkusen if he obviously achieves those targets. And that was reported by Peter Seri. Now, let's take it with a pinch of salt, because it has only been one journalist reporting this. We haven't seen many more credible, reliable journalists reporting this. So let's not get too excited, but it's promising. Everything else is agreed. It's just the terms. Kai Havertz, he wants Chelsea. Chelsea want Kai Havertz desperately. Bayer Leverkusen are open to selling Kai Havertz only if the price is right. And it kind of emphasises of what the Bayer Leverkusen sporting director Rudi Völler was saying on Kai Havertz, and in his quotes he said that we know of the interest of a couple of clubs, especially Chelsea. The situation is quite simple. He has a 2-year contract, and if anyone wants him on our terms, fine. Otherwise, he stays there for another year. Now, I do speculate about this. I'm not too sure. Obviously, he's trying to protect Kai Havertz and he's trying to protect the club's interests. But what we need to understand is that's not too true, because he only has 2 years left on his contract. This is Bayer Leverkusen's last chance to conduct a big fee and essentially recuperate a massive fee for Kai Havertz, a huge signing. We're talking 80 to 90 million pounds, a mega deal here. If he stays at Bayer Leverkusen for another year, he's unhappy, so he's not going to play his best performances, which is going to hinder Bayer Leverkusen, and he won't sign an extension. He will not be signing that extension, obviously, next season when he has 1 year left on his contract remaining. Then they cannot conduct anywhere near the amount of money they are asking for now, because his valuation will slice in half. Instead of selling him now for 80 to 90 million euros, they'll be lucky to recuperate about 50 million euros, because of course he'd only have 1 year left of his contract. So this is Bayer Leverkusen's last chance. They are in a weak negotiation tactic position, and it is in their best interest to sell Kai Havertz this specific window, especially with Kai Havertz wanting to leave and not happy with his current situation. So I think Chelsea have the upper hand. We have the strong negotiator. We're in a strong negotiation position here, because we know that Bayer Leverkusen, their hands are tied here. Kai Havertz wants to leave. No other club are in for him. Chelsea are in pole position. So when you hear the director saying these things, he's just trying to put pressure on Chelsea. This is a negotiation tactic. relax, it's happening. You know, we're going to have to wait until Bayer Leverkusen's Europa League campaign finishes. So the quicker the Bayer Leverkusen exit, the better for Chelsea. So let's hope, fingers crossed, when they have Inter Milan in the next round, Inter can do a job for us. But let's see what happens. But Kai Havertz will be blue. I've got no doubt about that. Now, let's move on to Kepa. Now, Fabrizio Romano had a podcast on YouTube. I'd recommend you guys check it out. And he was asked the goalkeeping situation regarding Kepa. And he, in his quote, said, Kepa will 100% not be Chelsea's number one next season. He will not be at the club. Now, these are strong words. You know, we knew that Kepa, his future was in massive doubt, and obviously because of his finances and fees, it'd be highly unlikely we could get a permanent sale for him, and therefore alone be more likely, or he'd be competing for, you know, another goalkeepers like an Andre Onana, etc. But he was saying that Kepa will 100% not be Chelsea's keeper next year, and the top two candidates for Kepa is Nick Pope and Andre Onana. Now, we've known this for time. They're both cheap alternatives. Of course, Onana only being available at 30 million euros and been promised by Ajax that he can leave this summer. So a really good cheap alternative as a quality keeper. You get your money's worth. And you got Nick Pope, who has, you know, nearly won the Golden Glove. You know, he had so many clean sheets. He's had a terrific season with Burnley and was in the goalkeeping Player of the Year nominations as well. So he had a fantastic season with Burnley. And of course, he's another cheaper alternative. And Oblak, he was asked about Oblak, and Oblak is more of a dream. With us spending 80 million euros on Havertz, with us, you know, signing Hakim Ziyech, Timo Werner, wanting to sort out the left back situation with Chilwell and Reguilon, and wanting us to sign a centre back, it's highly unlikely with FFP involved that we can splash another 120 million pounds on Oblak as well. So realistically, as I've been keeps telling you guys, Oblak is more of a dream. It's not really realistic, and Fabrizio Romano reiterated that there's more of a dream, and it's really highly unlikely at this current moment in time. But what do you guys think? Are you happy with those cheaper alternatives of Nick Pope and Andre Onana, or do you really want Chelsea to really push and sign Jan Oblak? But moving on to the final part of this video, let's talk about the preview for tonight's game. Now, let's move on to injuries and suspensions. Now, we have 8 to 6 injuries and suspensions. Who is out for this game? Billy Gilmour, as we know, pulled up an injury after the Leicester game in the FA Cup quarter-final, so he's been injured. Cesar Azpilicueta got injured in the FA Cup final, hamstring injury. Christian Pulisic, another hamstring injury. Ethan Ampadu, of course, unavailable for selection. Pedro dislocated shoulder and is off to Roma. Willian, injured according to Lampard's press comments, but we know that he's being preserved for his move to Arsenal, to North London. Marcos Alonso is suspended for this game as he got a red card in the first leg. Jorginho is suspended because he's picked up too many yellow cards in as well. And then N'Golo Kante is a massive doubt for this game. So we have injuries in abundance. We have way too many injuries. And this is why it makes things even more difficult tonight. You know what I'm going to tell you guys? Just treat this as a pre-season friendly. I'll say that right now. You know, we have zero pressure heading into this game. We are 3-0 down. Half of our first team is either suspended or injured. We are coming up against a Bayern team that's fresh with 0 injuries, has had a 3-4 week break, that's raring to go at the peak of their careers, and they're at home as well. They are going to absolutely pepper us. I have no question about that. But the thing I would tell the players is express yourselves. Go out there. You have no pressure on you. You know, play. You know, there's no need to essentially be worried or nervous. There's no need. You know, we don't have the pressure. It's on Bayern Munich. You know, Bayern Munich are definitely easy to break. We are complete underdogs for this game, and we need to score essentially 4 goals to progress. So, you know, that's not happening. So, you know, relax. We are probably going to get peppered, and the only way we qualify and go through to the quarters is if, you know, there's a miracle. If Chelsea goals are smiling on us, otherwise we're not going through, and it's highly unlikely. I'm not watching this game being nervous or pressured. Why? Why should I be? You know, we're already out as far as I'm concerned. Just watch the game with, just play for pride. Play for pride, don't be nervous, express yourself, treat it as a friendly, get the match fitness, match shot on continuing to go. Allow Callum Hudson-Oodi, it's going to be a big night for him because it's time to prove Frank Lampard, prove his worth. A huge evening for him, so looking forward to seeing Callum Hudson-Oodi, what he can produce on tonight's pitch, and really next season is a big break for him. So Callum Hudson-Oodi are only available winger for tonight. But like I said, express yourselves, go out there, go with a 4-3-3 in my opinion. Kepa in goal. I'd have Emerson, left back, of course. Alonso is suspended. Aspi is injured. I'd have Reece James at right back. I'd have Andres Christensen, Kurt Zuma as the 2 centre backs. I'd have, of course, Mateo Kovacic, Ruben Loftus-Cheek, N'Golo Kante as a midfield 3. I'd have, of course, Callum Hudson-Oodi in natural left wing position. Mason Mount on the right hand side, and of course either Olivier Giroud or Tammy Abraham. Probably Olivier Giroud for that experience up top. That's the team that I'll go for, and we have so many youngsters on the bench, so there's no pressure whatsoever. A miracle is needed for the showdown. Let's just wait and see what happens. But I'm going to wrap up the Chelsea transfer review for you guys. If you did enjoy the video, just smash the like button, subscribe, hit the bell notification, and comment down below your thoughts and opinions in the comment section below. And I'll see you guys for my next video. Peace.